Something big is about to go down for the Oklahoma City Thunder. As we've known, they're going to be the 1 seed for quite a long time now, but we now know the 4 potential teams that they could end up seeing in the first round. And we have some old faces in here that we saw last year in the playoffs, some new faces that the Thunder could end up seeing round 1. All I know is that this play-in series, all right, these 2-3 play-in games that are about to go down are going to have major implications on the Thunder's chance of making it to the finals and winning it all. As in the Western Conference, nothing's easy. You can't be the one team and be like, yeah, we're for sure making it now because every other team sucks, all right? The Thunder have had a dominant season. They finished 68-14, tied for the 5th most wins by a team in a regular season all time. Still, though, there are some tough teams that they could end up seeing in the Western Conference play-in. So we're going to break down all 4 of them, rank which team I'd want the Thunder to see first round compared to which team I'd rather them avoid the first round as well. Before we get into all of that, Bryson Akins, host of Thunder Digest over here. Just a quick moment to recognize that around 64% of you guys coming back watching these videos on a regular basis are not yet subscribed to the channel. If you guys want to stay up to date for all the playoff stuff going on for the Thunder here as they make a chance and a run to win the NBA Finals and win Oklahoma City their first NBA championship ever, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification while you're at it as well. With that out of the way, let's go ahead, get into talking about the playoffs here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And right here, boom, here is what the bracket looks like, all right? They're going to begin April 19th. The Thunder won't play their first playoff game until April 20th because they got to wait to see the winner of the 9-10 game and loser of the 7-8 game play as well to figure out who they're going to see as the 8th seed in the first round. But as you can see, here are the 4 teams. At the 10th seed, you have the Dallas Mavericks, and yeah, I'm a little bit scared of them, all right? I'll tell you guys why later on the video. Kings, yeah, Grizzlies, and Warriors there. Those are the 4 teams that they could potentially end up seeing. I'm going to be honest, I think the Warriors win that first play-in series right there, and they'll be the 7th seed taking on the Rockets. I think give the Rockets a run for their money as well, as I think they match up very well with the Houston Rockets there. And then Grizzlies, all right. But let's go ahead, break down out of all these teams, who do I want the Oklahoma City Thunder not seeing, all right? And you know, first off, this is a team that I'd rather them see, okay? This is the Sacramento Kings, all right? And I know a lot of stats you got to break down there. They made a lot of trades, a lot of moves throughout the entire season, so some of these guys aren't on the team anymore. But if you look at some of the names that you know for sure on the team, like Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis, all right, doesn't really scare me. Does not make me frightened whatsoever. Match up very well with the Sacramento Kings. Yes, they have size and Jonas Valanciunas and Domantas Sabonis, but other than that, like, they're an all-right team. Malik Monk's, decent. Keegan Murray's decent. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine. Sabonis is an all-NBA caliber player, yes, but other than that, they don't really have much. They don't have a deep bench that can make, runs in the NBA playoffs. I don't even know if they win the first round against the Dallas Mavericks, if I'm being honest, but if they do somehow, I'd want them to beat the loser of the Grizzlies and Warriors. So we match up with the Kings first round because I think that gives them the easiest first round matchup to go then take on the winner of the Clippers and Nuggets, which I think could be the Clippers, and we match up very well with them as well. The second team now, all right, the Memphis Grizzlies, all right. This is a team I want to see second most, okay? Third on my level of scariness ranking of the 4 teams right there. Ja Morant can be an all-NBA caliber player. Jaren Jackson Jr., one of the better defenders in the NBA. Desmond Bane, highly underrated. All right, he is fringe all-NBA potential. He can get up there if he can just take that one extra leap there. They have decent role players as well, and Santi Aldama, Jalen Wells, okay. Zach Edey has been a great rookie center for them. Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart, great defender. G.G. Jackson. They have a decent squad around them. Other than that, though, I don't really see them doing much, okay? I just like this team, when you look at who they have and everything, it doesn't really scare me. Yeah, Ja's averaging 23 points a game. So is Jaren Jackson Jr. Desmond Bane is almost averaging 20. I just, we've seen them match up against the Grizzlies, and I feel like we've just dominated every single time we play them. I haven't been scared anytime we play them, okay? Just, I don't think the Grizzlies have it this year. I don't. They're going to need a year or 2 to mesh together and get another draft pick on that squad and really develop Zach Edey as their future center and pair him well with Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. Okay, that's what they need to do. They just need a year, okay, maybe even lose in the play-in. I'm not going to say they're going to try to lose. They're going to try to make the playoffs. Every team tries to do that, but I'm just saying I'm not really worried about them. Yeah, they have Ja Morant, who's a great player. Same with Jaren Jackson Jr., all right? Zach Edey's a great rookie center. Other than that, though, like I mentioned, I'm not worried about that team. The Thunder match up extremely well with them. So like I said, not worried. Now the 2 teams I'm worried about the most, all right? And this shouldn't come as a surprise, okay? 2 teams I'm worried about the most. Warriors and Mavericks, all right? Let's take a look at some reasons for why the Warriors. And it's Jimmy Butler specifically, all right? Playoff Jimmy is a thing. He's averaged 21.2 rebounds and 4.6 assists in 119 games in the playoffs in his career. Lately, he has been on a tear when he does go in the playoffs. I remember that finals run in the bubble. He was the only reason that they ended up making the finals that year. It was Jimmy Butler. He was the only reason. He is a star when it comes to the NBA playoffs. And you look at the stats, these are the reasons why, okay? He is absolutely absurd when it comes playoff time. And there's no reason for it. He just is a playoff riser. He can play in the clutch. Pair that with Stephen Curry, all right, and a good defender and Draymond Green, a team that has a ton of experience, it could spell trouble for teams in the playoffs. Now, I do think they're making it and playing against the Rockets the first round. They're going to win their first play-in game. They're going to, manhandle the Memphis Grizzlies, and they'll play the Rockets, and I think they can upset the Rockets in the first round. But if they somehow lose and they make it to the 8th seed, it's not an easy matchup for Oklahoma City. It just isn't. It could go to 5-6 games. They could take 1 or 2 away from the Thunder. I still think the Thunder will win the series 100%. But it's not going to be easy for them. It isn't. All right. Other than that, their path gets a lot more easier when you look at who they'd have to face next. The Clippers and the Nuggets, which I feel like they can handle very easily in the playoffs. Match up very well. We kind of know how to play against them now as well. Clippers, I don't think we lost a single game against them this season. I have my faith against both those teams. Okay. They can make the Western Conference Finals. In the Western Conference Finals, there's no telling who's going to be there. It could be the Grizzlies, could be the Rockets, could be the Lakers. It could even be the Warriors if they are in that 7 seed spot. But like I said, if they make it to that 8th seed, it's going to be tough for the Thunder. Now, like I said, no surprise. Team I'm worried about the most. It has to be the Dallas Mavericks. And here's the reason why. I'm still mad at this man. PJ Washington. Here are his career stats against the Oklahoma City Thunder, even when he was a Charlotte Hornet. All right. You can see he always has great games against the Thunder for some reason. When he was at the Hornets, all right, one of his last games as a Charlotte Hornet in 37 minutes, he got 43 points against the Thunder. How? I don't know. Okay, this season in the regular season, all right, 27 points against the Thunder over on November 17th. Another crazy stat right there. January 23rd, 22 points. He always does well against Oklahoma City for some reason, averaging 17 points a game against us, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block a game. And he's shooting 50% from the field. I don't understand how he does this. I don't know what Oklahoma City did to him for him to always have a great game against us, but he does, all right? And it's not just that, the playoffs as well. Here's his career stats against the Thunder in the playoffs. 17.7 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 2 assists in 6 games versus the Thunder. He's a reason that the Mavericks won some games last year in the playoffs against the Thunder. The game 2 and 3, why the Mavericks won them. PJ Washington going for 29 points one game and 27 for the other, all right? That game 6, he didn't do much. No getting around that whatsoever. Game 4, he even put up numbers. Game 5, great, just all-around performance with 10, 10, 4, and 1 there, all right? He didn't really shoot the ball all that much, but when he's given the opportunity to shoot against Oklahoma City, for some reason, he turns into a prime Ray Allen against us. I don't understand. He can't miss a shot whatsoever when he plays Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's the reason I'm scared of the Mavericks. Because I know he's going to go out for a game like that, and if Anthony Davis is healthy, now they're, big man coming back, it could be a tough matchup. No Kyrie, which makes it easier for the Thunder, but still, I can see this going to 6 games and potentially even 7 if they face the Mavericks first round, because that's how scary of a player PJ Washington is to us Thunder fans. He goes off, and I hate him for it. I hate him for that reason, but it always happens. I can't explain it, but it always happens. That's all I got for this video. Who do you guys not want to see in the first round? Who would you rather see in the first round? All right, let me know in the comment section below. See you guys in the next one.